What the freak is up, my curious souls? My name is Tiana Hallams, and I am the proud founder of the Fearless Fulfillment Podcast. I'm a passionate enthusiast of life, and my main goal is to live and help others live their most aligned and fulfilled lives. Everyone needs a personal hype woman that's brutally honest and pushes you to be your best. And that's me, mofos. I don't care if you're a woman, man, cat, dog, fish. You deserve to live a life that you design. In this podcast, I help you to take control of your life. I use profanity. I push you to challenge what you've always known. And my hope is that we can evolve and grow together. Shake it out. That was your first take. Don't even fucking worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. I'm so nervous. Okay. Hello, and welcome to the Fearless Fulfillment Podcast. My name is Tiana Hallams, and I am the founder of the podcast that is literally chirping in your ear, or the random person that is looking you dead in the eye on your screen, on you to the tube, folks. All right, so first and foremost, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time out of your amazingly busy day. Probably, maybe, you might be just sitting on the couch and you're like, who the fuck is this girl? Oh my fuck, I just hit the thing. Sorry about that. So, my name is Tiana Hallams. I am 24 years old and I am born and raised on the island of Oahu, folks. All right, in Hawaii. I am so excited that you chose to spend your time with me today, and I promise it'll be fucking worth it. So just go ahead and strap the fuck in because we're gonna dive right in. Folks, dive. Okay? This whole podcast episode is going to be about who I am, what motivated me to start the Fearless Fulfillment Podcast, what it's going to be about, and a little bit of dance moves as well. I am literally sweating so hard right now. If someone were to be in this room with me, they would be like, wow, Tiana, why are you so sticky? My pits are like literally waterfalls because I'm so nervous. This is completely out of my comfort zone. I've never been technically savvy. I've never thought of myself as a creative person, but fuck it, here we are, because we can be whatever the fuck we want it to be, right? Right. Oh, I'm about to dive in. Whoa. That was honestly super pitchy, but you decided to listen to me today, so this is kind of your fault that you had to hear that. Let's start off with who the fuck I am and why I am talking to you right now. So, my name is Tiana Hallams, like I have previously stated. I am the founder of the Fearless Fulfillment Podcast. And honestly, I am so excited to be here. Like, so excited, I have to actually pinch myself. This podcast has been in the works for about 6 to 7 months, from the smallest of things, figuring out what the fuck to name this, to the very minuscule things like, what is the color scheme of this bitch about to be? What are the episodes gonna be? All of these incredibly minuscule things took 6 to 7 months, and also I had to pull the trigger and get a microphone, a backdrop, a ring light, like all of these like very artsy things that people do, I did. However, I'm not that artsy because, as you can see, those on YouTube and those listening, I just want to be completely transparent with you guys. I have duct tape on my mic because I couldn't figure out how the fuck to put the toner on if I connected it to the boom arm. Sorry. We get what we get. So, I am 24 years old and I am actually a Gonzaga grad, so I was fortunate enough to get a full ride scholarship to Gonzaga University in Spokane, Washington, and I was able to play there for all 4 years, and I earned my kinesiology degree with a concentration in fitness because I really thought I wanted to be in the fitness realm. I thought I wanted to be a trainer. I thought I wanted to really be invested in people's wellness, which I did. So I was kind of on track a little bit. And then I decided to pursue my academic and athletic career with playing sand volleyball. And I went back into the athletic portal. For those of you who don't know, athletes need to get recruited through a portal, especially when you're in the NCAA and you want to transfer. I wasn't really transferring, but like I was moving schools to continue to play volleyball, and that portal all the coaches all over the nation have access to that portal. Anyway, so I went back into the portal and I was fortunate enough to get a 50% scholarship to the University of Utah to play sand volleyball. And as always, bitches, guys, everyone, I'm gonna be very real with you right here. I was not good at sand volleyball. And some of you are like, oh wow, the University of Utah, Pac-12, like that sounds very impressive. Fuck darn. I did not do that well. Honestly, I sucked. I had a huge mental block that I could not shake, like, for the life of me. I could not. And it was so bad to the point where one time I literally cried like a little weenie because I couldn't get past this mental block and I couldn't play like I was practicing. And I've never been a practice player who couldn't perform in games, but I turned into that person and it was worse. Like, I appreciate everything that the University of Utah did for me. However, it was all on me. And honestly, Coach Brenda, if you're listening to this out there, I apologize greatly. I know that you told me that it wasn't my fault and that I was fine. Was not fine, but I appreciate the positivity. We all know that. We all need that in our lives, right? Anyways, so I ended up getting my master's degree in educational leadership and policy. And then I realized, what the fuck? Like, what do I want to do? I had a huge passion for education. I had a huge passion for fitness. My passions range, guys, okay? So a little bit more about me. My passions, oh my God, they're all over the place. I'm just gonna name them. I'm very passionate about the environment. I'm very passionate about being outdoors in general. I'm very passionate about meditation, manifestation, quantum physics. I'm super passionate about the education system. I'm very passionate about fitness. I'm passionate about wellness. I'm very passionate about creating connections, travel, the finer things of life, cooking. Oh my God, I watch cooking shows for days, especially when I eat. This is a very side note tangent, but when I eat food, I must watch Food Network. Beat Bobby Flay is one of my favorites. Giada at Home, bitch, that girl can cook, okay? And I love watching that because I feel like when the judges taste those really, really good desserts and those really good entrees and like Chopped in Hell's Kitchen, and I'm eating, I feel and I envision that I'm eating like a fucking lobster risotto when in reality I'm eating a like tuna melt that I made. So at least I can pretend, you know, guys, like that's the main thing is visualization in here. So I'm passionate, I'm multi-passionate about a lot of things. Social justice, oh my hell, can I speak? Social justice is also another big one. Equality, anyway, all of that good stuff. I have a ton of different passions there. But in 2020, I actually went through a pretty down spiral of my life, I would say, as did everyone. I feel like 2020 knocked all of us on our asses, in many ways. Financially, jobs were lost. You know, people lost their family members. It was incredibly devastating. And for those of us who have survived and freaking, I'm not going to say thrived. I'm going to just say survived, period. Like, those of us who have survived probably went through a really big awakening in terms of what life is, what the fuck is going on, how do I contribute to this world? Like, I don't know. It was mind-blowing for me, at least. Hopefully it was for you, whoever is listening to this. But I had to ask myself, like, what do I really want to do in life? Like, what do I want my career path to be? Like, I had this huge question mark, and it was terrifying because all my life, I've been a very type A person in terms of, like, what my next step is. I'm very type B when it comes to being, like, adventurous, spontaneous, yay, woohoo, eh. But when it came to planning, like, I was like, I'm gonna play volleyball so I can get a scholarship. And then from there, from that scholarship, I'm going to get a degree for free. And then from that degree for free, now I want to continue to play. And now I'm going to continue to play and get my master's. And like, it was very like A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, like very, very structured. And then I come to the end of my master's program and I'm lost. Like, I know that I can feel it in my heart that I was destined for something great. But I didn't know what it was. And so I was kind of defeated And with 2020 being the way that it was, I'm not going to get into it right now, but obviously we all know it was fucking crazy. And yeah, I was forced to ask those deep questions to myself and be like, Tiana, what is it? Like, we got to make a decision here. What the fuck is going on? And I became super sad. I'm not going to say depressed, but I did go through a point where I was like, okay, what is this? What is life? And then I realized, I was like, what has its foot in the door for everything? So currently I decided to come back home to Hawaii to save money for law school. And I'm very stoked about that. I know that it's a lot of time commitment and a lot of grinding, but I believe that it actually has its foot in the door for every single one of my passions. Law has a part in all of that. So I do indeed want to become a successful lawyer, but I knew that I wanted to do something creative. And to be honest, I've never thought of myself to be creative. Like, first and foremost, I would categorize my creative friends. I'll shout them out right here. Pono Cummings, his Instagram name is PC Pono. I'm actually going to tag him in the show notes. He is like the most gifted person I have like ever met. And sorry for everyone that I've met. Obviously, you guys are gifted too in your own ways. In terms of like artsy, if I were to like categorize people in artsy divisions, Pono is, oh my god, he's just incredible. He has an eye for it, and he's the most amazing person. Another one of my artsy friends is Mia Harakuji. Like, she's just always been artsy, like visuals, aesthetics, just A1, okay? I have not been creative. When you think of creators, you think of people who like are fucking born into this shit, made to make and create these amazing things, movies, songwriting, like all this kind of shit. And no, I did not think I was even in that caliber at all. But I knew I wanted to do something creative. And bitch, a bitch can't draw. I can sing kind of well, like on pitch, it'll be nice, but it's not gonna be like Alicia Keys, Beyonce, or Ariana Grande style shit. Like, no, it's gonna be like, hey, she's pretty good at karaoke. But I knew that it was something creative. I didn't want to just have a 9 to 5. I didn't want to just. And for those who are super fulfilled in their 9 to 5, just understand that I'm not fucking disregarding you. No, that's just not for me. I know that I want time freedom, and I want financial freedom, and I want to travel and not have to ask anyone and get time off approved. Like, fart noise is ASMR. Fart noise, an absolute fart noise. Because I don't want to do that. I realized that I wanted to do podcasting. Like, what the fuck? And like maybe even YouTube. So for those of you looking at me right now, you can see probably some glisten action with the armpits. I was like, holy shit, I've always loved talking to people, and I've loved creating genuine connections. And with the way that social media is right now, you can reach so many amazing and gifted and like-minded people. So I was like, fuck it, let's try this podcasting shit out. Like, let's do it. We're in this bitch, you know? And also, if you hear any creaking, it's my chair, because your girl is thick, okay? The chair is screaming. So I was like, wow, podcasting would be amazing. And so I started to listen to podcasts, and I started to religiously follow this girl named Catherine Zankina. She is the founder of the Manifestation Babe on here. So if you wanted to check her out, go ahead and do that. Catherine, if you're listening to this, hi, I fucking love you. And also, you're changing my life. Catherine had a BBI POC scholarship fund for her program. That's literally her life's work. And I manifested a scholarship, a full ride scholarship into it. So I could literally cry. Don't even mind me. Just gonna cry and sweat at the same time. I'm just secreting liquids like nobody's business right now, but you know what? We'll just ignore myself. And so I was starting to listen to her more, and she completely changed my perspective on life. I was feeling, once again, like I said, very, very down in 2020. And feeling like my voice didn't matter, that what I was doing didn't matter. Like, my destiny was chosen by other people, not myself. And I felt out of control, and I never feel out of control, so I was fucking freaking out. And I was listening to her, and she is all about manifesting, which we're gonna definitely get into that in this podcast as well. But like, she fucking said everything that I needed to hear. And I probably heard that advice from like a billion different people, but like for some reason when she said it, I was like, yeah, hell yeah. Yes. Yes to everything you just fucking said. And it completely shifted my perspective on life. And so it really motivated me because like I can reach some people too. I figure I can do this. I want to do this because even if I just affect one life from what I'm saying or made someone smile that day when they're feeling really down or literally any small little thing, I adore that kind of shit. The fact that I inspired one person, that one person is going to literally go out and live their best lives because of something that I said. Isn't that so fucking cool? And that is why. So that brings me to what this podcast is all about. The Fearless Fulfillment podcast is all about living our most authentic and genuine lives, but not just for ourselves, but for others. Let me explain. When you, okay, you listener, me, when we all choose to live our most aligned and fulfilled lives, can you imagine the fucking ripple effect? For example, you know what? Let me role play this shit out for you. Let's say someone is really unfulfilled with their job, and then they're like, you know what? I've always wanted to do something with music. And I have motivated them to not stick with the status quo and go into a field that they're incredibly passionate about. And now, because of their music, they affect people who listen to their music. And now those people that are listening to that person's music are like, oh my God, like this speaks to my soul. I feel so understood. Now I feel inspired to fucking write a book. And then that person who wrote a book inspires other people who read that book to be like, wow, like I am so touched by her words. Bitch, guys, are you fucking serious? That ripple effect is so insane. It's mind-boggling. So the Fearless Fulfillment podcast is all about us asking ourselves deep questions, bitch. We're gonna get really deep in here. No surface level shit. I actually get very bored talking to people and doing small talk. We don't got time. We don't got time for the small talk. So when we dive deeper into ourselves and we ask ourselves those tough questions that we probably are afraid of and are skeptical of asking ourselves because we're afraid of the answers, we're able to unpeel those layers and see who we actually are and what makes us super, super happy and aligned and fulfilled and all that good stuff. And then when we are truly happy on the inside, then there's no room for hate. And that's what's happening. Hate is contagious, but so is light. And so I figured that, bitch, you should just be trying to spread light. And as hard as that is sometimes, and it's gonna be fucking difficult, folks. It's gonna be the worst. And I definitely am not that person that's like, take the high road, like all the time. I'm talking about trying to find the good in every situation and acknowledging, hey, this is a shitty spot that I'm in. How can I make this better? And when we start to dive deeper into ourselves, we start to find those answers that help to make the tough situations better. And then we can project that to the rest of the world. All we need is that little shove, just a little shove. And then our aligned lives are on the other side of that shove. Okay? Bottom of the cliff. Okay? I'm just going to push you off. Lots of self-development work. And then we're going to align life. Not a fart noise. Maybe I'll go bing, you know. But anyway, I digress there. But this Fearless Fulfillment podcast is all about becoming fearlessly fulfilled. You living an unfulfilled life helps a total of 0 people. Fearlessness, oh my God, can I speak? Fearlessness comes from knowing who you are inside and then making decisions based on that knowledge of who you truly are and what you truly want. It takes a lot to be fearless. You are picturing someone who constantly has affirmations of, I am enough, I am worthy, I can do this shit, this is cake. You're picturing someone who's successful when I say fearless. It's so important to then combine fearlessness with fulfillment because the mountains that we can move when we live our fearlessly fulfilled lives is fucking insane. Is insane. your reality around you, your physical reality, is going to shift so much because now you're like, okay, I know who I am. I know exactly what I want. There's no indecisiveness about it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, folks. When we live individually to our fullest capacity, it benefits everyone. It benefits the collective. Does that not make sense? Like, if every single person in this world were to live fearlessly fulfilled and happy, oh my God, we would limit so many of the problems, which is also why I figure with all the negativity that's happening, the only solution and the only thing that can combat negativity is positivity. That is why I decided to create the Fearless Fulfillment podcast, because I believe that love and light and acceptance and understanding and compassion and empathy are ways that we can combat the negativity in our lives right now, or that's facing our reality in our world, in our country right now. That is why I decided to do the Fearless Fulfillment podcast. Whether you are tuning in on YouTube or any of the different distribution podcast sites, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time. And if you've gotten this far in the podcast, I love you. I know that every single YouTuber, podcaster says this, but I love you, you matter, and you deserve to live a fulfilled and aligned life. No matter what you think, no matter what anyone tells you, no matter what you're hearing from outside personnel or outside sources, because the only source that you need is truly in here. Sounds super cliche. I don't give a fuck. It's true. Okay? We're going to be revisiting a lot of cliche things, but I'm going to explain it in a way in which hopefully it sticks in your brain and you utilize that and take it into your day-to-day lives. That was the first episode. Holy shit, guys. What the fuck is going on? What? I'm like still sweating. If you love what you are hearing, if you are resonating with anything that I'm saying, go ahead and follow the Fearless Fulfillment podcast on Instagram and the FF podcast on TikTok. You can also find me at Tiana K. Hallums, TIYANAKHALLUM as in mouse, S, on Instagram. And I do post audiograms and things like that, just to kind of abbreviate podcasts. I will be posting every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Hawaii time. And that will probably be depending on where you are in the world or where you are in the mainland. You're on your own there. But I will be posting at 2 p.m. on Wednesdays because hump day, you know, it's hump day. I'm trying to get you over that hump and hopefully motivate you to get to your weekend. So thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button on YouTube if you're watching there. I hope you are having an amazing and beautiful day today. Now go out there and spread your unique light. Can I speak English? Now go out there and spread your unique light to the rest of the fucking world. Because why? You deserve it. Okay? I will see you on the next episode. Until then, lots of love.